All right. Well, I think we are live. For those people who are watching, it's a delayed reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're live or not because I don't know if you're allowed to start before the time says. I picked 8:30 because I figured I wouldn't be here at 8. So, still waiting to see if anybody is hearing this or if it is even showing up. Let's redo this and see.
Refreshing.
Over 2. All right. Folks, if you can hear us, just let us know real quickly that you can hear us. And we will wait to hear from you. Once we do that, we will start this and answer questions. After we watch this commercial about Lysol. Okay. Well, I'm seeing us talk. The time says. Okay. Nope, we're on. Okay. So, let's see here. What we're going to do here now is first explain why there was nothing this week from the Dice Tower. And that's because
he's a slacker.
Well, okay.
Not really.
We moved into the house, and we're still moving in. I think today my wife is currently hanging up pictures, so I think is that usually the last thing?
Yeah.
That's the last thing.
You're around in the corner.
Okay, but it really did take all work. It took quite a bit of time just to get the game room done. I hope it looks pretty cool in the background. This is just part of it. You can see all the bookshelves, and look at all those cool pieces there. So that's a pretty cool thing. Anyhow, what we'll do is I guess that's that. What else can I say? You should consider not moving into a gated community.
Yeah.
This is a great house and it's a great neighborhood, but it has been amazingly difficult to work with these people to move in and all that stuff. I mean, to get through the gates and all that. But anyhow, if you have questions on YouTube, we will possibly answer them. We reserve the right to not answer questions that we will answer. So if you pop them in there, we see a lot of people who are saying hi.
Hello.
And there'll be a lot of people who will be annoyed when they come on in 30 minutes and realize we started early.
Dun, 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 dun. As long as you don't end 30 minutes early, it'll be all right.
Yeah, that's true. We have nothing. It's the weekend. It was a long week at school, right?
Oh my word!
And that was a shortened week, wasn't it?
It's a 4-day week. It felt like an 8-day week.
Yeah, I went and helped Sam. We were running some games at the end, and you could tell the kids were kind of like hanging on by a thread.
Let's just go already.
I was ready to go too.
Yeah.
A room tour will come eventually. I'm going to do a video of the whole room. In fact, I did a time-lapse video of us putting the games on the shelves, which I think is really boring, but I think some people might be interested in that. These shelves are fantastic shelves, the Expedite shelves. I really like them, although IKEA just announced they're discontinuing them, but they're making a shelf that's very similar. It's called the Fracka Macca. I don't know what it's called. Some new
Careful
thing. Oh, you tweeted everybody and let them know we were here? Oh, that was nice.
I did.
So anyhow, no one's asked a question yet, so I'm still waiting on a question. Everyone's just saying nice
bookshelves.
bookshelves.
It looks perfect. No questions asked.
Well, no, those are really cool shelves. If you noticed, I put some doors and drawers in a few of them. The nice thing about the Expedite system is it lets you do stuff like that. And the new system that's taking its place it has the same inside measurement, so you would still be able to buy all that peripheral stuff and put it in.
Although I do want to point one thing out.
What?
This is definitely a Tom shelf. I don't know what's in there. I can't. It said No, I don't know what it is. So.
I should put like a mount. No, that would be mean. But
put them all up there on top.
But listen, I did this for you. They are symmetrical. Notice the doors face the one way on one side and the doors face.
Very good. Well done. Well done.
All right. Okay. Oh, we got some questions.
Oh.
All right. Let's see.
Where's Z?
He's
dead.
Are you still in Homestead?
Yes.
Yes. I only moved. I want to say 5 minutes, but it might be like closer to 10 from my other house. It depends on traffic. I've decided to live near the most trafficky part of Homestead.
Yeah.
But anyway, So how are we doing after the move? We're ready to kill each other, really, at this point in time. But things will get better. Are we teachers? Well, Z is a drama teacher.
Yes.
And Sam?
And I am a Bible and speech debate teacher.
Okay. Let's see. And they're going to do a similar shelf. Wow, we just answered all the questions.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, guys, come on. Ask anything. But I won't promise that we'll answer it. When is the next gaming marathon?
Did you purge any games?
Oh, did I? Okay, here we go. All right, let's start there. Did I purge any games in the move?
You probably did.
Maybe a couple small ones that just didn't make the cut. There was a couple. I found a game. If you look behind Sam's head, you can see Lancaster was hiding under my bed. That was a game I was going to give someone in the gaming group. I just decided, and I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. I decided that I'm no longer going to be doing the flea market at Dice Tower Con.
Ooh.
Which is kind of, I guess some people look forward to that because I gave out a lot of games, but it's good for my gaming group because that means I take the games every Tuesday night and say, if you want them, they're yours.
Yeah.
So you can move down to Miami and get free games on Tuesday nights.
That's worth the move.
So anyhow, when's the next gaming marathon? I don't know
Twilight
if
Imperium 3. Come on. Come on.
Maybe.
You want to do it. You know you want
I don't know that I want to do it. But
yeah, you do.
anyhow, I don't know when it is. We're still going to wait till things calm down a little bit here. But we have the lights. We have the cameras. What am I waiting for at this point? Oh, just I'm looking maybe for some software where I can have two cameras on the screen at one time. So like you can see us here and then maybe right here on the screen.
Wow.
That's a big finger.
Extreme close up.
Yeah, but you can see like the game in one part and then you can see the people playing another part. I thought that would be a cool idea.
Yeah.
I feel like you were early. We are, Cameron. We are. Sorry. Is that a mini fridge in the corner behind Sam?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But this time, I did two things that I should have done the first time. One, I bought a cooler specifically for drinks. Fits in, I don't know, I have 140 drinks in there. Secondly, I bought a warranty on it. So, because the last one fizzled and died. But I think this is a higher quality one, too. All right, let's see here. Blah, 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 blah.
My shirt is a picture of Yoda with an Irish top hat. And it says, "Pinch me, you will not."
Where did I put Tales of Arabian Nights? It's actually, you can see it right by Sam's head there. Let's see. Tales of Arabian Nights is on. If you see the green Power Grid box, right.
Okay, I'm doing it, alright? It's right here!
Okay, there's Tales of Arabian Nights. And that's the cool thing about these shelves is that the long games can be turned sideways to fit in. These are by far the best gaming shelves I've ever used. They're fantastic. I didn't know they had such nice places in Homestead. There's a few.
There are actually a lot. There are actually a lot. You do have to pay through the nose for them. No, kind of.
Okay, let's not.
I'm just saying.
Okay. You have to realize there's a lot of retarees from up north who moved down here. So there are some really nice areas in Homestead where the rich, fancy people live.
Yeah.
How
do you get your friends to play duct tape? Because you gotta make sure they don't leave.
You help them move.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can get people to play TI3. You got to start small, though, I think. I would say start off with a 4-player game and then try to get those 3 other guys hooked and then expand from there.
Let's see. Have I tried Hearthstone? No, I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet. So I heard it's good, but I just haven't played it yet. Jimmy is doing fine. 2 weeks and 2 days old. Storing the boxes sideways. Now, I did that because they look better, and I'm always kind of nervous to do that, not because of the pieces falling in a box, because I bag them all. That's just a way to keep your pieces. I mean, there's a few games that I keep the original inserts for, and I'm hoping that none of those are the ones I turn sideways. But the thing I don't like about turning boxes sideways is they kind of come apart a little bit. So you have to kind of squish them in there or rubber band them, and rubber banding them looks tacky.
Yeah, it does.
Are my girls excited about the new house? Yes. I'm tired of them running around. Do you have the second camera set up yet? Well, here's the deal. The second camera is in the mail, but it's actually the third camera because the second camera showed up, and I was like, woohoo! Then the first camera broke.
Yep.
So we're going to get the first camera fixed, but it's going to Ryan Metzler, so I'm just getting a second camera. We will be doing a 2-camera setup soon. It's on my list of things to do next week.
It's in the near future.
How are you sleeping with the new little guy? In a different room. And very well, actually. Once I fall asleep, he doesn't wake me. Although I've rocked him to sleep late at night so Laura can get to sleep. Will you shut the door? Doors are all shut, sir. That's Tom Lee. Tommy Lee. All right. Any exciting component finds when you did the move? You know what? There is one thing I did when I did the move. I have a drawer. You can't see it here. I have a drawer with pieces that go into games. And so I did go through that drawer and decide, oh, I don't have this game anymore. Or, oh, okay, I'll finally put this in the game when I'm moving them. I also sorted out all my cubes, which is kind of dumb. Did I find the Marvel Dice game? Yes, in fact, we just played that before we recorded this.
The Avengers won the day.
So what do you think of it now that you see the whole set kind of thing?
It's not bad. It seems like there are a lot more strategic and tactical possibilities than I thought originally existed in the game. Now that you have 8 people out there, you can pick and choose. You can have, like you were saying, you can have like a lot of lower cost people out there, and you can get those grinding. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I think there's a lot of
I really think there's a lot of similarities to it in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
But it's great, and it's going to sell like crazy. Jonathan says he's making a gaming table. What would you recommend as a good base? I think he means on the table itself.
Yeah.
Felt. Oh my goodness, I love playing on felt. Or this. This is felt, right?
Yeah.
It's the exact same material they use for poker tables.
Yeah.
It works well for everything except flicking discs.
Yeah.
Flicking discs works better on a harder substance.
It's hard. It's a lot of friction. Yeah.
But man, for cards, for dice, felt is the best. Rubber. I don't know that I would want to play on rubber. I guess you could though. All right, this was for you. What's the biggest difference between TI3 and the previous edition?
Well, it's been so long since I've played TI2. What is the biggest difference between? I mean, I only played TI2 maybe once or twice.
No, we played it several times actually. The biggest difference is that TI2 was closer to like almost an Axis and Allies clone. There was politics and fighting, but they didn't have all those. They didn't have the roles that you picked. Yeah,
that was the main thing. Yeah,
that's the biggest difference by far. And then the expansions added stuff, but it wasn't like it was a hard stretch to learn to play the new one.
No, it's just added a new mechanic almost to the game.
What do you think of Ticket to Ride 10th Anniversary Edition? Have you seen this?
Opulence. Unnecessary opulence.
That's awesome.
It's very nice.
It's really cool. But I love the pictures of those trains.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I like the... I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird, the different... one was like a circus car and the other one was a coal car.
I like that.
I guess, yeah. But
now it'd be even cooler if they had all those different cars in the different colors. So then you would have your own little train stretched out across America.
Yeah.
But that would also make it cost $300.
Right.
Have we played a game in the new room yet?
Yes.
The first game in this room was Marvel Dice Master. It's the first game I played.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then we played a really fun game.
No.
What's it called?
An anti-fun game.
Okay, listen, folks.
Okay, according to me, this is my take. This sucked a little bit of fun out of the Marvel game that we played.
This is called Shift. This is the entire game. Actually, this is the entire game.
Yeah.
Each person takes one card, and you go and get another card. So you can see here this card. Oh, that's great lighting, isn't it? And you have different special abilities, and you can shift it and rotate it to different characters as you go by. Although that's kind of a lie, because you actually need 5 double-sided tokens and a flipping coin, and a memory and maybe a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
It's an entertaining little idea. It plays okay. It's kind of like it really looks a lot and feels a lot like the Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh style of fighting. Don't you think so? I think that's who it's going to appeal to.
Yeah.
All right.
It didn't appeal to me.
How do I handle deck building in Mage Wars? Every time I get a new set, I look at all the cards and rearrange all my things. One of those doors up there houses all my spell books for Mage Wars. So I just mess with each deck when the new stuff comes
I could
in.
really mess you up by just clipping that little audio clip. This drawer up here holds all my spell books.
That's what I run for political office someday.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Whew, lots of questions that we're going to be way behind. So
yes, we are.
let's see here.
How do you pitch? Wait.
There we go. All right. With nothing personal, you mentioned on an older video you can play with 2 players. Is that true, or was it an error? That must have been an error. It's not meant to be played with 2 players. I don't recommend. I wish you wouldn't. Well, you can do whatever you want. But, I mean, it's a group dynamic. Nothing personal. It plays okay with 3 and with 5. 5 it plays pretty well. I think it's best with 4. Did Sam help me move? Yes. In fact, the only people who helped me move was my gaming group. It was Sam and Z and Jason and Kenny.
Yep.
Those are the 4, right?
Yeah.
Matt would have helped, but he was at Disney World slacking off. And
He wasn't slacking off.
well, that's in case he's watching.
Oh, gotcha. Slacker!
And I mean, a few other people would have helped me probably if I had asked, but I think we were okay with 4.
Oh, we were good.
Will I do a video on the new technical setup? Maybe. I will be doing some more videos. Like, I'm going to finally, now that I'm in a new room, I'll be doing a complete review of the Geek Chic table so you can see what it looks like and how it works. Table's Geek Chic, by the way. That was the next question. Let's see. Okay, there. How do you pitch TI3 to your non-gamer friends?
You know, I do play other games, people. Man!
So here people over for dinner. You're like, hey, well, we're done here.
know,
We're going
right?
to play this game.
Yeah, right now.
Boom!
I guess to your non-gamer friends, see, I don't think TI3 is going to appeal to many non-gamer people. I mean, unless they're really big into like a sci-fi type, space sci-fi type stuff, that's going to be a hard sell. That's a really heavy game to start off a non-gamer. I would, start baby stepping it, and then once they have a couple other games under their belts, I don't know. What are Twilight?
If I met
Imperium
somebody, we've taught Twilight Imperium to new people before, but they were people who were like, oh, I like Axis and Allies. And they like stuff like that kind of already.
Yeah.
Like they're big Risk people.
Right.
Even then, though.
But see, that's the thing. If they like Risk and Axis and Allies, they're not really non-gamers.
That's true. Yeah, for a non-gamer, I would never even try it.
It's not even close to being a gateway game. So.
But I would say about half the games up there, I would never play Mage Wars with a non-gamer. I wouldn't even play that Hero Dice Masters game with a non-gamer.
No, because it has some things in it that you have to be comfortable with already.
All right, I moved farther away from Sam, but not that far. We're probably 15 minutes apart now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cool shirt. That must be you. Or else this
They just like the color.
That's this purple. Well, I'm going to be getting a Dice Tower logo right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Is Dice Tower Con sold out? I don't believe so. Let's all do this together. Type in DicetowerCon.com because he actually keeps the number. Whoa, 433 out of 650.
Whoa.
And the child badges are already sold out. It's going to sell out. It is going to sell out. It's only February.
Wow.
It will sell out.
Guess I need to go get my badge then. Holy cow.
By the time you get home, it'll be 650.
Right? Exactly, right?
Let's see here. How are your games organized? By shape. Mostly by shape. Although, how much I like them can, I put Cosmic Encounter and Nothing Personal. They get the middle spot. Those two games. And I try to put them together too. Like I put all the Descents together, and yeah, that's all I did. It's shape. How do you organize yours?
Wherever they fit.
So same thing then. All right. What's your policy in eating and drinking on the game table? Well, woo!
Obviously, you don't watch very many of our videos.
Actually, no. The last time we played gaming at my house, we were in the middle of playing a game, and then we wanted to eat. Like we got Chinese food, so we put the table slots down and ate on top of that. I mean, I guess I don't know. We just try to be careful, and we don't eat things like salsa and
Yeah, it's not like we get crazy about it. It's just
Cheetos and
Don't
salsa
eat
with
Cheetos.
sour cream. All right. The thing is with the eating. I used to be very like but it just makes it less fun that way. I like to eat and drink. Okay, good, Paul. Lords of Waterdeep or Yedo? Lords of Waterdeep with expansion or Yedo?
Lords of Waterdeep with expansions.
You know, I'm gonna say the same thing. Although you don't like Yedo, I don't think. I like Yedo. In fact, it's still on the shelves. But Lords of Waterdeep with the expansions, it's so much simpler. It's easy to play. Excuse me. All right. Oh, Paul wants to know. Okay, so Paul wants to take a game with him. Battlestar, Zombicide. What would you recommend?
So you usually play 40K,
right,
etc., and you've persuaded them to start a board game day on Sunday at a pub.
Descent might be a good choice. I mean, if you want to play a one-off.
Yeah, depends on.
Or even Twilight Imperium. I mean, that would be a situation where you could teach it.
Yeah, if you got people that are on the 40K level, they can take to TI3 very easily, I would imagine. Zombicide probably would seem a little bit too fiddly for that kind of group. Battlestar would be a good. It
would work. It depends on the number of players, really.
Right. But I mean, I think you're headed down the right road, Paul. Just tweak it after that first, maybe the second gaming event. See how they liked the games you brought, and then go from there.
Robert wants to know if there's a lock on the door. There is, although I don't know that I have ever locked it. I've actually toyed with the idea of buying. They sell these on-air lights. And putting one above it and having it on so they know I'm recording or not. Yeah. But the thing is, I'd forget to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I would be on air all day.
You'd probably forget to turn it on.
Well, there's that too. Is there anything special to anchor the stacked expedite shelves to make sure they don't fall over? Well, I think they're built really well. And this house also the walls are fairly straight. So we put them all the way up against the wall. And then the top one is...
That's good. The walls are straight in your house.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, some houses, the walls... Okay,
That just sounds funny.
Yay. Okay, but I also, the top ones you can't see there, but they're like back an inch. I put them up against the wall. They do sell things you can attach them to the wall, but I've messed with them a lot, and I don't feel like they're going to fall. Not to mention, I don't have little kids running around in here that often. And then when they do, they're not pulling on the shelves. If they fall, it will fall on me.
Right.
HeroScape is in a closet. When I do a tour of the room, you'll see there's a closet, and I have all my HeroScape stuff, most of it in there. Although some of the pieces you can see there, and then the rest of them are in these little white containers here. All right, this one has been flagged as spam. Can we pan the camera so you can see the whole room?
We just did!
Yeah!
Wow!
All right. Sam, what's your game room at home like?
Am I jealous of Tom's new room? No. Because I know what he had to do to get to it. So,
not to mention, Sam plays here all the time anyway.
Yeah, I do. My game room at home is kind of like more like a den than anything else. It also has a couple of gym pieces of equipment in there. So it's kind of half and half room. It's in the middle of being halfway remodeled. So.
All right. We like Fortress America. Have we ever played the Axe and Allies Anniversary Edition? Best version of the game, says Kabuki Kid.
Kabuki Kid.
Kabuki Kid. Let's see. I don't think I played the Anniversary Edition. Man, there was so many. There's been so many versions. This is what we played. We played X and Allies a lot in college.
Yeah.
Then when we first moved to Korea, we played Pacific and Europe. We played them a lot too, because they had just come out. It was like one of the first board games that Sam and I started playing together.
Right.
I really like both of those, although I think Pacific is miles better than Europe, because Europe feels kind of samey after a while. You're just marching huge. If you like to throw dice, play Europe.
Yeah.
Then we played the D-Day one, which I was not as impressed with. I
liked it.
It's a decent game. It just doesn't feel like Axis and Allies anymore. It feels like more of a tactical maneuvering game, which doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just isn't.
It used the Axis and Allies system. That's what I like.
Then we played Axis and Allies Revised, and then we stopped because then they came out with 1941 and Anniversary Edition and all that stuff. And I'm not gonna keep buying the same game over and over and over again,
right?
Unless it's HeroScape.
I actually bought D-Day, so that's the one that I like the most. Maybe because I'm more of a World War II European theater buff.
No, and it's a fine game. Like I said, I like Pacific the best because I thought it felt different than the other ones.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, is your game collection as large as mine?
No, I currently have just over 200 games.
You're catching me though.
And but I want to get rid of probably 30 to 35. I just updated my trade list.
His collection could be as large as mine if he won it.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a pile right now I can give you.
Yeah, but they're all backwater stuff.
The black shelves, yes. I picked black. I almost bought red shelves. They're the same color as those doors. And, well, no, that fits my style. I like bright. The reason I did it was two things. One, because all the other pieces of furniture in this room are black, and it would match better.
Well, it's dark.
And the red is glossy, and I was worried that with the backdrop of the red, the
Shiny.
whole thing, the shine would be too much for the room. Let's see. Any advice for someone looking to print their own version of Coup into the reprint? Yeah, I got advice for you. Don't. Just wait. Wow. There's like a million other games out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Favorite Cosmic and Alien Power. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, there's a lot of good ones. I think probably the Masochist. He's the guy who, if he dies, he wins. I like that one. I also like the Pacifist, the guy who wins when they negotiate. You don't like that. What's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite one, I don't think. That's one of the games where I mean, the way we do it, we have, I mean,
there's like 150 different powers to pick from,
and we usually pick them randomly, so it's where we each get like 2 powers and you choose. So I don't really have a favorite.
If I let people pick what power they want, first of all, it'd take forever.
Yeah, it would.
And secondly, we would end up playing with the same 7 powers all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't have a favorite one, but
do we use the classic Filch? That says Flitch, but Filch flare. Definitely, that's the one that lets you cheat when no one's looking. I love that. How long have I lived in the new house now? I haven't lived yet, but
week and a half.
Yeah, no, just a week. It's Friday.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It seems like 3 or 4 weeks. Did I have the plumbing checked in my new home? Yes.
Funny you should ask.
I'm glad you asked that. If you noticed, last week we were tweeting live as we built the bookshelves. Then suddenly the tweets stopped. And you didn't hear from us till now. Plumbing was the reason for that. And a certain person helping me was not the cause of it, but helped precipitate it. But I told that person I would not mention it live. All right, so.
It was Jason.
Okay, so anyhow, no, it was just a big mess. And we finally got it picked up, but by the time we got it cleaned up, then it was time to move. And it just... All right. Yeah, it's a long story. And, all right. We're going to reset the questions again, the comments again. Oh, by the way, hello for people who are on time. We started 30 minutes ago because we're jerks and started early. I'm sorry. I forgot that I said 8:30 and I thought it said 8.
Fool you.
All right, well, you can go back and watch it later. We'll stay on some more.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Okay. Solo games. But have you tried SOS Titanic? I have not. I heard it's like a solitaire type game. Looks fun. I don't. The games I like solo. For me, the answer is no. If I'm gonna play a solo game, I'm gonna play on a computer. I'll just play a computer game because I like to play games with other people. To me, setting up a board game with all the pieces by myself, just not a big fan of that. What about you?
Solo games?
Yeah.
If I play a solo game, I'm going to play a video game. I don't know. I don't like looking at cardboard by myself. I'd much rather just have an interaction with an environment on a video screen. But I really don't even do that very often anymore. I just don't have time to play video games. So when I play games, usually it's with other people. I'll solo, I'll give games a run through solo just to figure out how to play them. But really, that's the only time I ever play a game by myself. A board game, that is.
Okay, have we ever had to wait anxiously for a new game, or do our industry connections keep that from happening? I don't think it's the industry connection thing. I think it's, for me, there's so many games out now that when you say a new game's coming out, let's say that they're coming out with a new Legacy game, whatever it's called, like, Risk Legacy, but now they're making one that has an actual game behind it.
Right.
Well, I'm excited about that, but I can wait. It's not like these other games disappear while I'm waiting for the new game. So I get excited. I think the thing I get more excited about is when I hear about an expansion. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till that expansion comes out. But even then, I'm really content right now. It's not like we're hurting for games.
I anxiously wait to play a game again.
Okay.
That's what I usually anxiously wait for.
But didn't we do that in our last gaming session?
Yeah, we did, kind of, after we got over that horrendous other game.
I was so annoyed.
Oh,
it doesn't happen very often. But we played like 3 games in a row that were like, I was like, let's play something good.
Play something that we know is good.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. How do you feel about Disc Wars, Sam?
Played it yet.
Yeah. It's high on our list to get and try it out because I think it looks cool, but we'll see. Governor Tom?
Governor Tom. Is that a Walking Dead reference?
I hope not.
Wow, that's really mean if it was.
Wow.
Shame on you.
All right. Which game in my collection has the longest setup and cleanup? HeroScape.
Yeah, by far.
I think HeroScape even beats Twilight Imperium.
Yeah, it does. Because Twilight, you just put everything back in the bag. You have to... Well, I don't know. You've got your HeroScape boxes and stuff.
Yeah, but if you ever build one of those things, that you lay out the thing, okay, level 1, boom, 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 and okay, level 2... It takes a while.
Yeah, it does. I'll tell you what, though. Some of those bigger Memoir 44 scenarios can take just as long because you got to dig through all of your different kinds of terrain tiles.
But that's why I kind of tend to play in those printed maps already because the terrain's already on them.
Yeah.
Or go back and play the new Battlelore because it's so much easier to set up the terrain, I thought. Just a few pieces of terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, they announced an expansion this week for Eldritch Horror, which adds a whole lot more cards for the decks. I'm really excited about that because a lot of variety will help. Will Jace become more of a regular fixture of videos now? I don't know, but he's around, and I think if I asked him, he probably would say yes.
Probably.
This guy Rick says he likes Resistance with 10. Are there gems for 10 players? 10 players. Most of the time, I recommend that you play Resistance or Werewolf, or play 2 groups of 5 players.
Yeah.
There are some games. There's that Wall Street game, Panic on Wall Street. That works with 10. I'm not sure if you like that one or not.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Panic on Wall Street is the one where half the people are playing landowners, the other half are playing investors. And you got to give chips to the person.
Oh, that's that one that Jason went.
He was throwing
over.
chips over the other end of the table.
Me and Christian just kind of stayed in our little corner, and we both won. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and that one works for 10 people.
It was fun, but I mean, I think that's it's one of those games where it depends on who you play with and how they play and whether or not it's really fun because you can get really cranial with that game too.
This gentleman wants to know if I've tried the new Cloaks and Jungle Elves Summoners. I have not yet.
You got a text message.
It's from Jason.
Wow! How does he do that?
He says the answer is yes.
Wow.
All right. Well.
All right then.
That's that. I guess we'll have to have him on then. All right.
So Jason was stalking the live feed.
I did not. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I haven't played a lot of the games that come out in February, which hasn't been many, fortunately, because of the move. Like I haven't pushed games coming here. I didn't want to move more games.
Okay.
I will be involved. Okay, let's turn off the sound.
I will be involved.
All right.
You love me.
What are your
You
favorite long
really
games? We've
love
already
me.
answered this again. Well, favorite long game. Mine, since we already know it's Sam's answer.
Yeah.
Mine is probably Twilight 2. Although I really like a game called Seven Ages, which if it had better components, I would love.
Yeah. That is a cool game.
Let's see.
TI3, if you didn't know.
Cool stuff that's been selling. Jamaica, when's a new edition coming out?
There was another game. There's another question. Up.
Did I miss it?
Oh, no, this one.
No, I already.
No,
yeah,
you did that. You did that.
Lords of Vegas is in the middle of your shelf, but not my top 100. Well, there's more than 100 games here.
Hello.
That's just the way it is. I like Lords of Vegas a lot. It's my top 200. How's that sound? Have we played Here I Stand? I want to. I just haven't because it's a long game. That's the biggest problem with it. Here I Stand is a game that's based on the Reformation.
Yeah.
You play multiple people. It sounds really cool. What do I think about the Witcher adventure game? Trebuchet mixed with Fantasy Flight. That's like an automatic win for me. Trebuchet is the guy who did those Portal games and Fantasy Flight. I don't know much about the whole Witcher universe, though. I like Tricky at my games. So what game benefits the most from this treatment? Well, probably Agricola. I mean, I would say Caverna, but Caverna already came with a lot of cool pieces. Any game that you can paint, you can really, it really helps. Whenever I get a game, I look at the components and think, what can I change? If I'm going to keep it. If I can keep it, I say, what do I change? And again, that's the whole point. Over here, there's a lot of great components here that I have ready to replace stuff in regular games.
Yeah.
Ooh, Todd says he's going to South Korea in May. What game should you take with me? And look for when I'm there. Looking for, I can't tell you, because Korea's landscape changes so much. But in Korea, the best place to find games that I know of is either find a Korean friend and go online, because most of the games are online, or bookstores. All the large bookstores have game sections in them. Or some gaming cafes sell games.
I don't know how many gaming cafes are going to be around, though. Cause
There's still a few.
they were really prolific when we were there, but they started to die out right before we left. So they got fewer and further between by the time I left. So, but I mean, they're still around. You just have to kind of search for them, I guess.
All right. Is there a game like Crossmaster Arena, but for 5 to 6 players? Not really. Maybe Heroes Gate, but I mean that's out of print. What's the oldest game in my collection? That's a great question. I mean, I'm assuming that you mean the game that I've had the longest. Well, because there's two answers to that: the game you had the longest, and then the oldest game.
Yeah.
The oldest game is
I know what mine is.
probably. I don't know. What would be the game when we bought those first batches of games? Because I was going to say Puerto Rico, because I've had Puerto Rico a long time, but I replaced it with the anniversary edition, so that can't be it. Cosmic, I replaced Cosmic Encounter with the new Fantasy Flight.
Right.
What did we buy back in the day? We bought Star Wars CCG would be yours, I guess.
No, I got rid of all my stuff. That was replaced. I got rid of all my stuff, and then
Well, when I went to Korea, I had Warhammer 40K. I didn't bring any games with me. We bought games. In that first batch of games, I bought Puerto Rico, which I replaced. I bought Frag, which we no longer have. Remember Frag?
Yeah, that was
I bought Zombies. I bought Settlers of Canaan. Do you have that? Because if you do, that's the oldest game you have.
I don't have Settlers of Canaan. No.
I'm gonna guess Carcassonne then. I'm gonna guess because I know it was one of the first games I got, and I still have it. Now, oldest game that I have age-wise is probably, I don't know, Ave Caesar. I don't know. Well, anyway, what's the oldest game you have? You know?
The oldest game I have currently that with me still. I mean, as far as the one that I've owned the longest is the one that you bought for me, Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
And the only reason I've kept it is because it's the first game that he ever bought me. That's the only reason.
Well, there's two things. One, I remember that Christmas, I was like, I'm going to buy all my friends' stuff.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done since. But I bought all the rest of my friends Ultima Online.
Oh.
And I knew that Sam wasn't interested in that.
No.
And so I was like, all right, I'll get Sam this. Oh, and I knew he loved Star Wars. And this Star Wars edition looked
It
awesome.
was really cool.
And we no longer play Ultima Online. But we did have fun with it for a while until one of my friends went off the deep end. Hopefully he's not watching. We'll get a text from him now.
Oh, right.
But anyhow, that Star Wars, when people talk to me about Monopoly editions, I still think that's the best one in existence.
Coolest looking one, yeah.
Other than maybe one that comes with real gold pieces and stuff. But
Right.
what was cool about this one was the cards slid onto the board.
Yeah.
So you just pulled them off. And it had these 3D models of these giant buildings. It was really cool.
Yeah.
All right. What miniature game do you think is better?
Come on.
Star Wars X-Wing or Star Trek Attack Wing?
It's basically the same miniature game. It depends on what universe you like better.
Here's my answer. Dragons.
Dragon.
No, listen. WizKids is making a
That's
Dragons
true, yeah.
version of that. Look, I like them both a lot, but I would have to give a small edge to the X-Wing. I mean, it's X-Wing. You know, it just feels a little bit better. Let's see. Does Sam like dragons? Man, these questions are like...
That's
getting
kind of
freaky weird.
Yeah. It's,
Do you like dragons?
What do you mean? Dragons as in...
Do you like dragons?
I mean,
I'm assuming no. But
they could be, because, I mean, they just asked about Star Wars and Star Trek, so it's possible.
no,
But we haven't played that yet. I mean, if you're talking about just dragons in general, yeah, they look cool, but I wouldn't want to live next to one. Just saying.
All right. Do you have any women in your game group? Probably like 7 or 8. I'd say there's a decent amount. In fact, on our Tuesday evenings, we're starting to see the women are growing more and more.
One of them is a liar.
Okay.
There's more story to that, though. You don't have to worry.
We'll let Jason tell that story because that's his
Jason
story.
will tell that story.
All right. Okay. Okay. What do you think about the WizKids announcement, Dungeons and Dragons? Here's my think on it. I think it's not going to have long-term viability.
It's not. I don't think it's more marketable. I think it's less
Than Star
marketable.
Trek, right?
Than
But-
Star Trek or Star Wars.
But briefly,
It's gonna go
Woo!
boom, and then it's just gonna taper off.
what was the last gamer expansion you actually went out and purchased because you wanted to play it? I just bought a game yesterday. Hey, you're gonna laugh at me about this one.
Just blocking. It's probably Magic.
No, it's not Magic. Although Magic was the
Magic
second.
is growing like a virus on his shelving units over here.
Okay.
We're gonna play that with Jason.
Oh yeah, Jason, this one's for you. Okay, now this game is actually. I saw videos of this game being played, and I knew it was one that my kids would probably like. What this game is, Bugs in the Kitchen, is you basically have this mechanical bug that's shaking around.
Begler.
This mechanical bug is shaking around, going and bouncing against walls. And on your turn, you can you roll a die, and it tells you what utensil you can turn. So you can turn one real quick, and then you pass it, and you're trying to make him go into yours. So I mean, it's frenetic, crazy fun.
Yeah.
So, but it's not this company. Probably with Ravensburger, they don't send me review copies. So I just thought it would be cool.
My next purchase is probably going to be Bang the Dice game. But
Woohoo! Stop borrowing it from me.
It's kind of strange, but I'm almost at the brink where I'm going to buy all of those dice for Kingsburg. Almost.
You've been thinking about that?
I'm thinking really hard about it. I got my tax return in, and I'm like, this is the time. If I don't do it now, I'm gonna have to wait another year at least.
Those dice do look really cool.
But they're really cool. So that would be one of those two is definitely.
Well, that you guys to answer the next question. What player elimination game do you give it past it because it's so fun? Bang the Dice game, but also King of Tokyo. I mean, that's elimination. Cash and guns.
Yep.
Although you don't have to be eliminating cash and guns.
No.
All right, Josiah, you have a spam. Okay.
Thank you. You've showed
Do you think
up.
it's normal for someone to own 49 X-Wing miniatures?
Yes.
I know so many people who play that Star Wars game and just buy. I'll read about the new. They just announced the new ships, and people are like,
How many core
"Oh,
games
you guys have to buy 6 of
How
them."
many core games did you buy? 3, didn't you?
No, 2.
2?
2.
You bought 2 of every. Yeah.
I've so far bought 2 of everything. I will not buy 2 of the Corellian Corvettes. In fact, I'm not sure I will buy 1 of them. But they look
What
cool.
about 2 transports?
Yeah, same thing.
No.
Sam, what's your board? This is what's your BBG, but I'm assuming it's Board Game Geek handle. What is your Board Game Geek handle?
It's just Sam Healy. Capital S-A-M, capital H-E-A-L-E-Y.
Z says, want me to take care of Jason? Heard he was texting you.
That's funny.
Now we feel guilty for not having Z here. But that's because this was kind of a last minute thing.
Yeah, it was.
It's still hard for me to get people into my house because of the thing. All right, what conventions events will the Dice Tower be represented this year? Dice Tower is currently at TotalCon. I'm not there, but Eric is. They'll also be at Gamma Trade Show. Eric and Dan King will be at that. We will be at Origins. We will be at Gen Con. We'll be at Dice Tower Con. We'll be at Board Game Geek Con and Essen. I'm thinking about going up to Atlanta for Cool Mini or Not's convention up there. And yeah, there's nothing else. Even if I was super rich and could go to all these conventions, I don't want to be away from home that much. And that's already a lot, which I just mentioned. What's inside the red door on my shelf? A bunch of... What, are you going to go open it? Don't open the door!
No,
okay. That's all my...
This is his stupid miniature
Not stupid.
game.
Battlegrounds, Fantasy Warfare.
Battleground, Fantasy Warfare, and Babu.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, a bunch of smaller card games. Yeah, there's a bunch of small kids cards games in there. Just stuff that doesn't look as nice in the shelf. So I'm covering it up with a bright red door.
Can you see over here too?
Yeah. Oh, there's all my Mage
all
Wars
his spell books.
And that one I think. All right.
Even smaller card games.
Yeah.
No Thanks, Hanabi, Death Angel, Shadows over Camelot. That stuff.
That's why I got them. Okay. So much for the starting at 8:30. Well, we're still going strong. Sam from Illinois here. Go Bears.
The Bears!
Why are there so few prominent women game designers?
They're slackers. Just kidding.
I think that part of that is because they're so. It's just a proportion to the number of women gamers in general.
Yeah.
But I think it's been changing. We're starting to see some more female designers go out there. But I can't really make any kind of... I can't give any kind of reason that's not going to... will sound terrible, whatever I say. So, I mean...
Like my slackers comment.
Right. But
I was joking.
Basically, I just would say, I have no idea. Sam, you have Star Wars miniatures game. Would you like to see a Star Wars fleet captains?
Yes!
That would be pretty cool. Okay, we've reached the end of the questions, but that's probably because this hasn't refreshed, so let's see if we're like 800 questions behind at this point. Wow. Okay, guys, just to give you kind of an example, we are super far behind in questions.
Yeah, so...
We are actually so far behind in questions.
Okay, we just hit that.
Well, yeah, that's because the person's asking the same questions. Okay. Fortress America, which is better, the original or the new remake? The new remake is better, although barely. If it's better for anything, it's just because it's in a better box. Oh, although it doesn't have the hover tanks. That's irritating.
Yeah.
The hover tanks are cool. Do you have any expectations for Memoir 44 on its 10-year anniversary? Well, that's this year.
I don't think so.
No. Although they keep hinting that that they're not done with it yet. That they have things in mind. I want to see a set.
If you're talking like a 10th anniversary Ticket to Ride type thing.
Would you buy it?
No.
What if it had painted miniatures?
No. Because it would be factory painted miniatures. It wouldn't be that good. They're so small.
Well, I know. All right. Well.
I wouldn't get it. I mean, I've already got everything I need for Memoir.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the 24-hour gaming marathon?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it. Actually, it was very fun.
You went this. Well, no, you didn't go the strongest. That was Jason. He would have.
He went the craziest.
He would have gone another 12 hours though. I think.
Yeah,
you at least were ready to go home, weren't you?
Well, I could. I mean,
could you have gone longer?
Yeah, I could have played.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
I was dying at the end there. I was really ready for people to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's pretty much why I was ready to go. I knew you were ready to go, and I knew other people were ready to go. So I was
yeah,
like,
I think
okay,
Z was pretty tired too.
Yeah, he was. I could have gone longer, but Anyway, good. It wasn't a Walking Dead reference.
All
That's
right.
good.
We have not played Serpent Tongues. Do I have a game I regret giving away or losing? Occasionally, but you know, the fact is there's so many good games that, let's say there was a game like, oh, I wish I could play that game. I could find someone who would have it, probably. I wish I hadn't got rid of all my BattleTech stuff. I wish I still had my BattleTech CCG stuff.
Yeah. I wish I wouldn't have sold my orcs from Warhammer
Really?
40K. Yeah, I don't know. I just really like the orcs playing with them, so. And I put a lot of work into them. They looked really good. But,
Are we RPG guys? I
No.
like RPGs, I just don't have time for them. Can we do a top 10 of Dominion and
means-
its expansions?
Which means no, he's not an RPG guy.
Alright, let's...
RPG people will make time.
Where do you get your t-shirts, Sam?
I got this from Casual Mail, big and tall. Nothing special. There's a lot of cool websites out there that you can get similar things. So
Someone just asked if I'm going to review High Heavens.
that actually looks pretty cool. I was looking at that earlier today.
Well, this is where Sam's ahead of me because I don't even know what we're talking about. High Heavens. It's a two-player expandable board game by Ryan Lesser. Is this a Kickstarter? Is that how you found out about it? It's a game in which players are in the clouds fighting for ultimate power above Earth. It's Greek gods.
They're coming out with an Egyptian set. They're kickstarting that. That's what I was.
Interesting.
It's got pretty cool. Click on that. Or that.
Well, this interesting to watch us surf
Check
the
those
net.
out, man. Those are awesome.
Those are really good miniatures.
I mean, I don't know anything about the game, but
Man, that's a really low goal that he set, and I'm always wary when someone sets a really low goal like that because that means either they already have the game funded and they're kind of just doing this as a pre-order system, or they don't know what they're doing. He's only made $22,000 and there's only 49 to go for a game with miniatures. Wait, is this made by the same guys who did the? We already did it. What other Kickstarter did you do? Oh, another High Heavens game. Well, that one made 66,000.
yeah, this is just an expansion that he's doing. This is the
Yeah, but you know what?
last game.
There's less people doing the expansion than got the original game,
That's true.
and that always makes me wary. Those are good-looking models. Okay. Well, anyway, that was our surfing the internet moment. Okay. Some people are asking, if we skip your question, it's because we've already answered it earlier in the thing when you go back. For Lords of Waterdeep to use the D&D meeples? Yes, I do. I really like them.
Yeah.
They add a lot to the game. Although I'll tell you, sometimes I still say, give me some orange guys, give me some purple guys. It just makes the game go faster. They're doing a new Tales game based on Arthurian legends. Any news on that? I know that it's... I talked to Zev from Z-Man Games about that, and he said that there's a lot of work that goes into it. They have to... The original one, Tales of Arabian Nights, they redid the game. They fixed it and added paragraphs. This one they're building from scratch, and it's a ton of work. Ton of work. What are your favorite guilty pleasure games? Games you know aren't that well designed, but hits you just the right way. Killer Bunnies. But see, if I really like a game, I think it's well designed.
No, come on. If it's a mediocre design, I mean, you can have a well-designed game that you don't like. That's what he's talking about, I think.
Okay, yeah, I can buy that. It's well, do you have a guilty pleasure then?
I'm trying to think. If no.
All right. Do you still? Well, here's a good one. Do you still play 40K at all?
No. And the only reason is not because I don't enjoy the game. It's because I don't have anybody to play with, and I don't want to go find people to play with. It takes, because the one place that I know has Warhammer 40K, I'm not going to go there anymore, just because of the person that owns the place. I don't like them.
Well, not only that, but I mean,
I have my
it's
own.
gonna sound snotty here, but I don't think you should go play with those guys. They're very immature, that group.
Yeah, that's true. But I have my own foam boards at home. They're actually the ones that you bought a long time ago, and then
That's the oldest thing you have then.
yeah, that's probably true. No, because the Monopoly game was before those.
Oh, you're right, it was.
But so I have my own foam boards. I don't have enough I have enough for one army of either Sisters of Battle or a very small, almost a skirmish level game of Space Marines. So I don't really have. I guess I could play small skirmish Sister Battle against Marines, but I don't like playing with unpainted miniatures, and not all my miniatures are painted. So I just haven't played it, and I don't have the time to paint right now.
What's the best or your favorite gaming food?
Gaming food.
Cheetos with salsa and sour cream.
Cheetos and salsa.
Lo mein.
Lo mein.
Soup.
I don't have a favorite gaming food.
I do. Pretzels.
Yeah, now that you said that, yeah. Pretzels or pretzel sticks or something like that.
They don't get your hands very greasy at all. Here, I'll tell you, the honey twist pretzels. Although we bought that, remember with those pumpernickel ones? And I was like, and I started eating them. And I was like, then I kept eating them. It's that twisty thing. Those twisty pretzel sticks too.
Right.
All right. Bob says, why did you never comment on Flying Frog's Kickstarter project Shadows of Brimstone as news? They raised over $1.3 million, and many are excited about it. Well, first of all, I think I did mention it somewhere. I don't mention every Kickstarter project because there's like 10 every day. It raised a lot of money, but it raised a lot of money because it has miniatures, and that doesn't mean a game is good. There's been a lot of miniature games that come out. Some, like Myth, are really good. Others are not. It's hard for me to tell. Am I excited about it? I don't really know enough about it. I'll find out when it comes out. Would I play it? Sure, I'd play it. Is there more room here than the old one? Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. It doesn't seem like it as much, I guess, from the angle you're at, but the fact that we can actually move back and
it's probably about half again as big.
It has a higher ceiling, which really changes how it feels, and it's clean. And
it's clean. And it doesn't have an air conditioning unit in it.
Yes. All right. What's my favorite subject? What was your favorite subject in school? Math, by far. Well, I did like history.
I would either say history or literature in high school. Literature in college got too brainy and convoluted, and everybody was always looking for a hidden meaning and everything, and I thought that was kind of dumb.
That's true. Literature was my favorite subject until they started reading deep meanings and everything.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of enjoy reading.
The story. Hello.
Is there anyone I like to interview for Board Game University? Well, I'd like to get Richard Garfield. I'd like to get Christian Peterson from Fantasy Flight Games. Some of these people I might be able to get. I'm kind of trying to space out what I would call the big names. But there's that. When will we see you put that sweet table to use? Oh, for almost a year now. We've been playing for a while.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Is there any chance you will attend Essence Spiel 2014? Yes. Video game question. Your video game history, what one absorbed the most of your time? Oh.
Wow. You go first.
I don't know. I want to say Final Fantasy Tactics. I played a ton of that, but just straight time, I think nothing will beat Civilization. Because I literally would sit down and start playing Civilization, and it was more to... Or, at school, like, I got to get up in 2 hours.
Done that,
I just, one more turn. I'm about to build a temple in all my cities.
Mine is probably a toss-up between XCOM and Skyrim.
Are you talking about the brand new XCOM?
I was thinking more of a combination of the two.
The
original XCOM, the new one.
I just bought
combined is probably pretty close to my Skyrim.
I just bought the new XCOM. And it's still taking me a bit to get used to it because it has a very different feel than the original one.
Yeah, it's still really close to the original.
Is it scary as all get out?
Yeah, because some of those guys are pretty nasty looking, not pixelated like the last one.
Those pixelated ones scared me.
Yeah.
When do we get to see a gaming battle between you guys and the Wargaming Countdown group? Oh, that's Bart and his chief. It will come. It will come.
What?
Bart, the chief. Chief.
Yeah.
They're doing their own top 5 games, and they call themselves Ham Tag. Half as many, because they only do 5 games, twice as good.
Wow.
Yeah. See, at first I thought that they were talking about size. Half as many. And And I thought, how rude.
Yeah, right?
May I ask why you left the wargaming hobby? It left me. That's like a political. I didn't leave the wargaming hobby.
Right.
The wargaming hobby left me.
Really,
Although I think the wargamer hobby would be annoyed to hear that Warhammer 40k is considered. That's the miniature hobby. It really is a different hobby.
yeah, for me, it's the time sink that's involved. I mean, when I was into Warhammer 40k, I had one kid, and he was.
Whew.
I was able to put him
Who is now 14 years old.
to bed at a certain time in the evening, like at 8 o'clock, and then I had 4 hours until my wife got home from work, to where I could sit there and paint and build armies. I got 4 kids now, and he's got 7, and those extra little mouths running around really sap your time. Not that it's a bad thing that they sap your time. It's just that you have to put your priorities right. And my priorities land more with family and ministry and friends and stuff like that than I do with painting my miniatures.
Yeah, just as for everyone there watching and listening, we are incredibly behind in questions. So if you're wondering why we're not answering your questions, it's because we are super far behind. For me, the 40k thing was really fun. I played it a lot too. We had a lot of time at night, and I didn't spend almost any time on an online kind of hobby at all.
Right.
I surfed the net for a few things, but I didn't really get involved with the 40k universe online. I remember one time I put up an army list that I did, and I said, "Hey, what do you guys think of this army?" And they're like, "Pure cheese, blah blah blah." Oh, okay, thanks. I didn't know that was a cheesy army. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And so I got out of the hobby because timing and convenience, a lot of it, but just the fact of, and I know this sounds egotistical, but I wasn't a big fan of the people who play Warhammer 40k. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but when I go play games with board gamers, there's some weird board gamers, and there's some board gamers who aren't fun, but for the most part, they're very articulate, they have a sense of humor. I like Warhammer guys, just a lot of them, not all of them, of course, but a lot of them are immature. The average age is probably in either the low 20s or late teens.
I don't know. I didn't really go that far with it. I just really don't have the time for it anymore.
Well, yeah, there is a time aspect.
And they kept coming out with new models, and those new models were expensive, and you wanted them, and it was a little too tempting. Just didn't have the money for it either. So,
all right. Here's what we're gonna do since we're so far behind in questions.
I'm gonna start down
We're
and work back.
we're gonna start down and with new questions, and if we catch up, we'll go backwards. But it's just if you ask a question that was critical of importance, you're gonna need to ask it again. Is the plan to do shorter gaming marathons, 12 hours or such? Think shorter. Think 6 hours blocks from now on, maybe. That's a much more manageable thing. How many people help you move?
Already answered that.
Right. Did I lose it? I don't think I lost anything. Although my wife just found out she lost 4 pieces from a puzzle.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's not like I'm going to get blamed or anything.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Let's see. How do I feel about the future release of Thunderstone Advanced Worlds Collide? I think that's awesome. That's great. We played. Oh, you finally played. You should talk about that. You played the Thunderstone. That was the last game we played, I think.
Yeah.
At the old house was Thunderstone, Epic Thunderstone.
That's probably going to be, except for Bang the Dice game, which I talked about earlier, that's probably going to be my next purchase. Because I gave away Dominion for Christmas to a student of mine that really enjoyed, that really liked, and he wanted to buy it, but his mom said no, so I just gave it to him. So now I can justify owning Thunderstone.
And the thing of the Worlds Collide is going to be basically the older Thunderstone stuff, the best of it, brought in the new format. Now my version has the mix, and it's not horrible, but it's a little aesthetically annoying.
Yeah.
Because the cards look a little different, so I'm excited that they're redoing the cards.
Yeah.
And you don't have to buy it. If you're like, oh, it's a money grab, well then don't get it. But I think Thunderstone Advance really improved Thunderstone. Added familiars, added the experience point chips. Oh, that's you. I was like, wow, someone's knocking. When will you guys be doing another live session? Oh, Whenever I feel like it. That's such a
Yeah.
cop out. But I mean, we can't. I don't usually schedule them super far ahead of time. This one, I just thought I should do one because we didn't do any videos this week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you used to play video games in arcades? Oh yes. What's your favorite game ever in arcade?
My favorite game ever in arcade, probably the one I played the most, is Galaga.
Really?
Yeah.
My favorite was the X-Men side-scrolling one.
Mm.
Nothing stops the blob. I love that game. I spent so many quarters. But I'll tell you this: as a kid, and even now as an adult, it's came through. I will play pinball 10 times over any arcade game. I love pinball. The pinball games. Terminator 2 pinball game. I played a ton of that. Also, I played a lot of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat when those both came out.
I was never good enough. All my friends whooped me at it.
Oh, I only played the computer.
Oh, okay.
And I hate, that's one thing I hate about arcades. You'd be sitting there playing, some kid would come up and slap a coin down, and then he'd beat me. I'd be like, you just stole money from me, kid. Because I can beat the computer. I can't beat you, you thief.
Yeah.
All right. Sam's, you got games for trade, but none that you want. What is that all about?
Okay, well, listen, I just updated my trade list today. I'll get to the ones, if you got some stuff that you want to trade, let me know what you want to trade, and I'll see if there's anything that you have that I want. That's, for now, I'll get on, and I'm slowly updating or upgrading my BGG account because I have neglected it for far too long.
What's the first board game we played together? The first game we played together was Overpower. And Star Wars CCG was right behind it.
Sure it wasn't Samurai Swords? I think we played Samurai Swords with
before Overpower?
Matt and his brother Kevin. I think we played that before.
Yeah, that was really funny. One player called another player Hitler. It was really funny.
Yes.
Because I wasn't involved.
And they were related.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably the first one.
I think that was the first one.
We didn't play a ton of board games in college. We played CCGs like they're gonna style.
Yeah, we played BattleTech and Star Wars from Decipher and Overpower.
Korea's when we started playing board games, and I want to say the first one we played there was Axis and Allies Europe. Probably.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Or Cosmic Encounter.
Something like that.
All right. I wonder why the questions here don't refresh.
Hey, it just did.
What? All right. All right, so we're still working backwards a little bit. We'll get. What drew you to Florida over PA?
Pennsylvania.
There was a job.
Yeah.
When I moved from Korea, I didn't care where I went, but I'll tell you this, I really like South Florida. I'm telling you, these 75, 80-degree weather days. Now, you think it's a little too hot.
It is too hot. I mean, it just should not be 80 degrees outside in February.
I love it.
It should not. I mean, there's something, I think Florida might be closer to hell. I'm just saying. Because it's just so hot here. It needs to be colder. I don't want all the ice and storms and all that, but I want coolness at least. Ugh.
The only thing I don't like about here, there's two main things I don't like. One is it's really far from everything. I mean, if you want to get out of Florida, it takes 7 hours to drive out of Florida.
At least.
And the bugs.
Blah.
The bugs here are big.
Horrible.
Although the bugs in this house I haven't seen too much of. Although our back door, if we open it for more than 10 seconds, a lizard runs in. It's really funny.
Cool. Hey, lizards are your friends, man.
Lizards eat the bugs.
They eat the other stuff. So
My wife doesn't like the lizards. I think it's funny. But if they get in my game room... See, I'm still waiting for that day I open a game and there's a dead lizard in it.
That's that smell.
All right. Let's see. Am I excited by Zaya Legends Adrift? Yeah, because that's a great game. I played the prototype of it. My top Mage Wars character. Probably... I like the Wizard, I think.
Beastmaster. I like the Beastmaster.
Have you played the female one yet?
No, I haven't.
All right. Would I consider doing a top 10 Dominion? Why do people... I don't get it. There's only 9, so why would I do a top 10 Dominion and its expansions? I'll just say right now. It's Prosperity, Seaside, the newest one, which name is escaping me, blah, 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 Alchemy. There you go. Where do you get the money? Where do you get money to upgrade your game collection? Same place everyone else does.
Work.
I know where I can get BattleTech CCG at store. Is it worth it? I think it is worth it, but let me talk about it. BattleTech CCG is very similar to Magic the Gathering in a lot of ways. Although it had some cool... Instead of using different colors, it had things like logistics and different things. And I thought it was cool because when you attack the other person, you didn't attack their life. You could attack their draw pile, their discard pile. You could attack their resources. You could kind of pick where you attacked. And they had different speeds of the mech, fast, medium, and slow. Were there mechs that were definitely better than others? I think yes. There were some fast, big
Heavy
mechs.
hitters,
and I think it was easy in BattleTech to make cheese decks. But if you play very casually, I think try to make decks.
It would be fun.
It's fun. It's very thematic, I think. It feels...
Right.
It's actually got me interested in the BattleTech universe as a whole. I went and started reading the books because of that game, and I really love those books. And then I went and played the board game, and I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Yep.
Do you think there's any more hope for Star Trek Fleet Captains expansion since Attack Wing seems to be taken over? I'm going to guess no. I don't think we're going to see much more Star Trek Fleet Captains. I think what we have is what we have. This is a bit morbid, but what if you were going to die the next hour? What game would you want to play one last time? I wouldn't play any games.
Yeah.
I would go spend time with my family.
Yeah, really.
I wouldn't be playing a game. I won!
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What got us into gaming?
Fellowship. Having fun. I mean, interacting with people.
Well, you played RPGs as a teenager, right?
Yeah, but...
What got you into that? Because you don't come across as a nerd.
I was...
And it was very nerdy back then.
It was... I played with people that I worked with, and it was something for us to do after work. Literally, we would... I worked for a telemarketing agency, and we would get off the phones at 10 o'clock, and then we would play until noon the next day. So, I mean, it was just something for us to do after work. But really, it's just the social interaction aspect, the social interaction aspect of it, to where it's almost a social system of interacting with other people. So that's what got me into it.
Yeah, I like to do something. I really do. I'm not a big fan of just sitting around and talking.
Right.
Although as I get older, I am doing more of that.
Yeah.
But when you play a game, you can talk while playing the game, and I enjoy that. It kind of gives you a catalyst. I do not like playing games with people who say, we're playing a game. And that's all they want to do is play the game. Now, sometimes that naturally happens. If you're playing like a two-player abstract strategy game and someone else, and you're sitting there and your brain is like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. What game are you most looking forward to coming out this year? See, that's the thing. I kind of look at games as they come out. So I'm looking forward to Seafall, the legacy game from Rob W. I'm looking forward to Xia, because I know it's a great game. That's pretty much it, because I know there's a lot of cool games coming out, but I just don't keep track of what's coming out anymore in the future that much. Am I going to update my collection on Board Game Geek? Maybe when I'm really bored someday, because it's just so much work.
Yes, it is, because I just got finished doing it.
That X-Men arcade game is on iOS now?
Yep.
What? Are you serious? No. I'm going to look at a bio. Oh, no, that's so terrible. Well, how do you play it? I guess you just press the... Okay, this guy played Pong. He says he's old. That's true. All right. What D&D game, not Waterdeep, is the one to get? Well, D&D, I mean, Waterdeep would be my first choice. But the Drizzt, Ravenloft, or a Shardlon, Drizzt's the best of the three. And then the other two.
Ministers, I think.
Yeah, but they're all good. I like them all. That's what I'd recommend any one of them. The Funhouse pinball game, that one's fun, yes. Have I seen a box insert from the Broken Token for King of Tokyo? I have not. You may send it to me, and I will buy it. Or no, I don't know. Am I excited by Yomi Second Edition? Didn't know that was happening. See? I'm just out of touch. I'm not a very in-touch gamer. And let's refresh the questions. Oh, okay. What game have you played the most? Excluding Cosmic Encounter. And I'm assuming looks. Well, I don't know. What game? Even if it, for me, it isn't Cosmic Encounter.
What game have I played the most? Like, forever?
Just period.
Period?
Okay, well let's do forever, and then let's do the last 10 years, because there is a big difference. Because my whole life, the game I played the most might be Fortress America, because I played a ton of that. Although I mean, if you count all the games of Overpower I played in college, there was a lot of that happening in Star Wars. I mean, we played a lot of those.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking one of those two is probably my answer, with maybe Risk.
You played a lot of Risk?
Maybe Risk, yeah. I played a lot of Risk because it was simple, and I played it on Conquer Club online with other people.
Oh, that's true. Okay, what about the last 10 years with all these new games?
Last 10 years.
I have played a ton of No Thanks and For Sale. Those two games come up a lot. I think those would be the two games I played the most, like, because I'll be like, oh, guys, we can play this game.
As new as it is, relatively speaking, I think probably King of Tokyo. I play that thing like it's going out of style sometimes.
Yeah, there is a lot of that getting played. All right. Building inserts with foam core. I've not done it, although Rob Searing does it. He sells them on... He has a store where you can buy him making them for you. I think they're cool. I'd like to do it. I just don't have enough time, but I think it's really cool. Planning on doing anything new with your facial hair this year? I thought about shaving off everything here and just having the sideburns come all the way down. And then my wife said no. And then I said, what if I just do a little Charlie Chaplin mustache? My wife said no. Every idea I say, she pretty much says no to.
No.
Will we see any new Star Wars games from Fantasy Flight? I'm still holding to my prediction.
One can only hope
That this year at Gen Con, I'm hoping that they are going to announce a land-based miniatures game for Star Wars.
One can hope.
I think it will happen. They have the miniatures license for Star Wars. I know they do.
I would rather. I don't know. I would rather see them turn Twilight Imperium 3 into a Star Wars.
But they don't have the board game license.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, 2 years ago, I was at the thing, and they said, speaking of Star Wars, and I know you guys have been looking forward to this, and I was like, and then they mentioned the role-playing game, and that wasn't that exciting. I mean, I'm sure it's exciting for people who like role-playing in Star Wars, but if they ever announced Twilight Imperium Star Wars, Sam would not have to try to beg me to play it. I would have it set up in the room when he showed up. And we played the snot. I would even play Naboo. I would play Naboo just because. Taking over the galaxy.
Yeah.
One planet at a time. All right. Let's see.
That's actually a good idea.
Top 10 language independent game? Yeah, it's on the list of things to do. Do more top 10 with Sam and Z. Well, here's the deal. We actually have a top 10 recorded that somebody has been kind of lazy about putting together. It's been busy. We have a top 10. What was it? Was it worker placement games? We have a top 10 worker placement games.
Yeah.
You don't remember recording it practically.
No, I didn't remember what it was. I remember recording it, but
yeah, it's coming next week. Top 10 worker placement games. It's only 3 weeks late.
Why such few love for
Shavato. Well, you just don't like his games. They're very... I like it. Are there any good games based on the Olympics? I think Reiner Knizia made a game called Decathlon. That's that I know. I mean, you could say Snowtails.
No, that's not an Olympic event.
Well, you could pretend it was one, like bobsledding. Kind
of like how you can pretend Pandemic is sci-fi.
Let's see. Cosmic Counter, Mayfair Fantasy Flight version.
Fantasy Flight.
Why do people keep asking this question?
Fantasy
Fantasy Flight. By a mile.
That's just.
No, don't get me wrong. The Mayfair one was fun, and we played it because that's all there was. Then they came out with the plastic ships.
Yeah.
Those rock. It's much better balanced. Yeah, whatever. Okay. How much is too many dice for a game concept? My brain kind of turned off there because I can't think of. If I opened a box and it was all dice, I would think that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
When
you
you're-
got Warriors, that's a really cool game concept, and it has hundreds of dice.
When you're rolling dice to determine how many dice you roll, maybe that's too many. Roll 2 6-sided.
Yeah,
That's
that
how many
would be-
dice you then roll. And the number you roll there is the number of dice you
Are
roll.
there games that do that, though?
I don't know.
I think there is.
All right.
Is there a game that you liked so much, but you couldn't find it to buy it? And which one is it?
Nope. And maybe at one point, for the longest time, I was trying to get Cosmic Encounter from Mayfair because it was out of print and it was selling for like $150 on eBay. I finally traded some stuff to get it. But for the most part, there's nothing really that I'm like, oh, I have to have this game. I would love to have that Pac-Man game. But since it cost 300 euros, that's never going to happen. I bet you would like to get the War of the Ring Deluxe Edition if you could.
Yeah, but I don't think that fits the question, because it's not that you wouldn't be able to find it. It's more of I don't have that much disposable income.
Here, I'll tell you. There's a game that I played when I was a kid, and I've been looking for it in thrift stores. I bought it at a thrift store. It's called World Beater. Yeah, I know. But basically, it was a Euro game, and I didn't even know it was a Euro game. But basically, it was like this hex grid across the world, and you would drive to different cities and try to get there in the fewest moves possible. Like you'd slide over here, then slide there, and maybe use an airport to go to another airport. It was a pretty cool game, I thought at the time. I would like to see that just for nostalgia purposes.
Sounds like Ricochet Robots, almost.
Yeah, but like you took turns, and there was also some take that cards in the game.
Oh, I got you.
Would BattleTech be a good system for Fantasy Flight to convert to LCG? Wow. If that happened, that would be the first LCG you would get into.
Wow.
I know you would. Oh, no, you're doing the Star Wars one.
Yeah, I have Star Wars.
Have you bought all of them?
No, not all of them. I think I'm 2 behind, maybe.
Jason says he'll buy Pac-Man, and we'll play it.
Okay. Thank you, Jason.
Woohoo! Do you have all? You said you don't have all the Star Wars ones?
No, I think I'm 2 behind.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I'm going to start like buying them sporadically because I can't have 7,000 different Star Wars cards. But BattleTech, I would get into that one.
Mm-hmm.
Although I bet you that the BattleTech license for all games has reverted to the folks who are making BattleTech, FASA or whoever.
FASA.
No, not the guys who make Shadowrun. Why is that?
I don't know.
Okay. What are my favorite kind of pizza toppings?
Here recently, my favorite pizza that I bought is interestingly enough, the vegetarian pizza from Papa John's.
Really?
Yeah, it tastes really good, and I don't have the heartburn that I get from the meat lovers. I love pizza, and I love meat lovers pizza, but it just too much heartburn, so stay away from it.
My favorite pizza topping is chicken, banana peppers.
Corn is good on pizza. I know that sounds weird to most of you out there, but all the Koreans watching, doesn't sound weird at all.
That's right. Banana peppers, chicken, pepperoncini, salami. Those are probably my favorites.
Salami.
Yeah, it's good on pizza. All right. Is there any kind that you hate?
Anchovies. I don't know why you would want raw fish on your pizza.
But I had anchovies
That's nasty.
on my pizza for my bachelor party, remember?
Yeah, it's nasty.
But it was my party! I will eat it. All
I
right.
cried too.
Did I cry? I didn't cry. What are you talking about?
It's a song, man.
Oh, if I want to, I could cry.
Wake up.
All right, let's see. What's a good company to go with when producing a board? I don't know. www.bgdf.com is the place to ask those questions, or GameCrafter.
What is the best game that has the roll and move mechanic? What game is so good it gets a pass despite this mechanic? Usually, if I see a roll and move mechanic, it doesn't get a pass.
Well, what about racing games? Formula D?
Okay, I guess okay. See, when I'm thinking roll and move, I'm thinking Monopoly roll and move.
Yeah, I know
or
that.
Sorry roll and move, or that kind of stuff.
Formula D would be my first choice. This is a top 10 list we might make sometime, like the best roll and move games. Sam would be like, nothing.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Nothing.
Number 8.
Nothing.
That'd be a funny list.
Number 10, nothing. Number 9, you're stupid if you like it. Whatever.
What do you think of the Lego Movie?
Haven't seen it.
We have a friend, Matt. Matt's been raving about it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it when it comes out on DVD. I don't normally go.
World Builder, quite a few of them on eBay.
I know, I can't really justify the money for that.
Kilted ninjas, man, ninjas can't wear kilts. What's wrong with you?
Where are you reading? Oh,
Kilted ninja. That's kind of strange. It's too much flipping going on, man.
Some favorite characters from BattleCon Devastation of Endines. The girl with the panda. The guy with the zombies. Will it reach the Board Game Geek Top 100? Probably not. Board Game Geek is a great website, but it still skews towards heavily rated Euros. Not completely. There's still a lot of Ameritrash and other type games up there, but it's Euros rule the roost. Have you played Rivet Wars? Not yet.
Rivet Wars.
What did I say?
Revert. No, it's Rivet.
I'm going to make a game called Revert Rivet. I think someone should make a game that's so hard to say that people get really irritated.
And they just rename it.
The sixth sick sheep. Could you imagine?
Oh,
all right.
Lord.
How long have we been broadcasting? A long time.
No,
Dice Tower's been up for a decade.
How long are we broadcasting for?
Oh, how long are we going to do this for?
Yeah.
Jason liked the Lego Movie.
Shocking.
All right. No, I think it's fine. I like Legos. I don't know until we get bored.
Yeah.
We said an hour, and it's an hour. So
It's been an hour and a half.
Click.
Actually. It's been an hour and a half, actually, hasn't it?
Yeah. When are we going to recruit Rodney and watch it played? Well, I don't know what you mean by recruit. He has his own channel, so, I don't see why he would want to come underneath someone else's channel. He's doing just great with himself there. I like him. Does a good job. What are the best board games turned into video games? I think he means online, because he says Risk Online. Not many board games are converted.
Mm-mm.
There's a gazillion. Are we talking iOS? Because
Right.
there's a lot of good. I love Ascension on the iOS. Oh, Caveman Curling. That's right. That's an Olympic, kind of.
Okay. It says got to be the best Winter Olympics game. It might be the only Winter Olympics game.
There you go, game designers of the world. Winter Olympics games.
How do you win Forbidden Desert?
I think if you play on the easiest level, you should win often, I think. At least half the time, don't you think? If you play the very easy level.
Yeah.
Make sure you take the guy with water.
Make sure you have a Alpha Gamer. He'll win it for you.
All right. Has Forbidden Desert fired Forbidden Island?
No. I think that's two different levels. And you could own both of them easily, I think. I think the Forbidden Desert is much more gamey, and it's a little bit heavier. Forbidden Island is less gamey and a lot lighter. So you've got it for two different groups.
Let's see. If we had the time, would we play RPGs? If you had unlimited time, I would definitely do it. If I had tons of time.
See, here's my thing with RPGs, and I have almost a been there, done that attitude towards RPGs, because I like components. I like having pieces to manipulate on a board that is beautiful to look at, that type of stuff. I'm not trying to be snooty about it. I don't know. I'm kind of past the whole RPG thing. Would I play it if Tom ran a campaign? Yeah, probably I would. Would I go out of my way to make sure that it happened? Nah.
When I've played RPGs and switched to board games, the one thing I really liked about board games is they have clearly defined rules.
Yeah.
And in RPGs, you're kind of at the whim of the game master.
Or the players.
And yeah, and that's the thing. When I play a board game with somebody else, they're usually not... I mean, sometimes they'll try to twist the game rules. Mm-hmm. But in RPG, there's a lot of that can happen. You'll be like, well, if I had this modifier and this, and yeah, I'm like, Munchkin.
Yeah, that's why they made Munchkin, because that's a true estimation of what RPGs usually turn into.
Any chance my wife... Oh, I'm sorry.
In my experience, I just wanted to make that caveat.
Is there any chance my wife would join me for a top 10 list of board games? Well, probably not. She doesn't like to be on video at all. It's just not what she's comfortable doing. Do I think the original character is underpowered compared with the expansions for Legendary? I don't know. Hulk seems pretty cool still. Wolverine seems pretty cool. Well, Wolverine Part 1.
Yeah.
They're going to come out with 10 different versions of Wolverine, so you'll be able to play just a Wolverine deck eventually. Let's see.
Yes, there is an expansion for Eldritch Horror coming out. We already talked about it, though.
Do you think as more games are coming out each year, there are more games you gravitate towards, or has that stayed about the same? Probably the same. Because I think the more games that come out, the more we are impatient with games. Like, for example, we were talking about this game here, the Shift game. I think we might have been kinder to this 20 years ago. Don't you think so?
20 years ago, that means I would have been in... I would have been a fresh...
You would have been in college.
Yeah, I've been in college. No. Mm-mm.
You wouldn't have been kind to this?
Think about it, man. We were playing Overpower and Star Wars and BattleTech in college.
Maybe.
We would have blown that off. We would have shrugged it off easily.
All right. Well, you know what? We have been doing this for an hour and a half. We don't want to make these things last forever, so we probably should shut this down.
Let's do
a few more questions.
Do a run, yeah.
All right. Does anyone at Dice Tower have experience enough to...
Thank you, Zaki. It's not going to happen, though, unfortunately.
Have you not played Seasons yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man. All right. Well, next time you come to a game night thing, I'll bring Seasons. Okay. Remind me, okay?
All right,
we'll play Seasons, because it's a great game. All right. Does anyone have an experience to do top PMP, print and play games? Not I.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my deal. I think print and play games are a good idea, but I in my mind, I just can't fathom the idea to spend all that time and all that work printing a game which might not even be fun.
Go ahead, keep talking.
And it's just all that time and all work. It might even be that great of a game. Why not just wait for it to be professionally published and buy it then?
What about this one? Theme, components, or mechanic? Which
theme.
One? Yeah, I'm going to say tie between theme and components, because you can have a really, really good theme but have components that really take away from it. So I'm going to say theme and components. Mechanics are cool to have. I mean, they're necessary for the game. So, but I'm going to definitely go with theme, components, then mechanics.
All right.
Do you think playmats and these other kind of prettier add-ons to a game are generally worthwhile?
Well, yes. I mean, I really think that. I like when I bring out a game and people go, wow, that's really cool. I like playing with games with cool stuff.
What are your favorite trading in the Mediterranean games? That has to be asked.
Do you have it? I mean,
I don't.
When I say those trading, Goa's a good one.
Okay.
I
really enjoyed Hansa for a while. That was a trading in Mediterranean game.
That's a trade resource for other resource games.
Yeah,
I guess. Ooh, there's one. What's your favorite TI3 race?
I can't remember the name of them now. It's the one that starts with a...
Was it the Lion?
No, that's the Haken.
Is it the
I
humans?
do not like the Necrovirus, and I hate it when people play the Necrovirus. So that's definitely not one.
Yeah, sometimes I will play the Necrovirus is in another pile when I hand the cards out to everybody. Here's the things you can pick. The one I get tired of people picking is the technology dudes.
Oh, I like the ghosts. The ghosts, the ones that have the extra wormholes. I love playing those guys.
I like the Yggdrasil, I think they're called. The ones that get the free cruiser shot or whatever.
Oh.
You know, whatever guys I'll take, I'll play them for fun. You know, I'll play the Baron of Zletlev. The guy gets a +1 and everything.
Have you read the Game of Thrones books? Did they get better the further you get, or worse? This is a personal thing for me. I didn't get. I finished the first book and I didn't pick it up again. It was for my personal taste. Since you've asked, it was just too sexually graphic for me. So I was done with it after the first book. You're not even touching that with a 10-meter cattle prod, are you? Come
Okay,
on,
here's
Step up to the blade. Come on, dude.
I'm a voracious reader. The books go like this. Book 1, 2, and 3 are better than book 4 and 5. However, I do understand where Sam is coming from. I think there's not just that. I think there's some over-the-top violence in them. And I have a hard time reading the books because I want to root for somebody, and there's so few heroes in those books.
True.
I know people are like, well, nothing's black and white. Well, I like something to be a little white.
I don't really pay attention to the drafts. Sorry, Trevor. I root for my team. I don't care who's playing on it. I really wish they would get rid of Cutler, though. I'm tired of hoping he's going to be better. Every year he seems to be worse. So that's that. Regards from Japan. Hello from Florida. Starting a gaming group in a few months. Can you pick 5 games to start us off with?
King of Tokyo, Pandemic,
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride. I'm just throwing out a wide variety. Did
Twilight Imperium 3.
Did we make a list of top 10 games everyone should own?
Yeah, we did.
It all depends on the guys, really.
It does.
When people ask me these things,
Resistance would probably be a good starter. What's the first game we reviewed? In reviews, you would reevaluate and change. Wow, that's hard to answer off the cuff.
oh yeah, there's games over years that I said, well, they were pretty fun, but like 10 years later, it's like, wow, that game's not that great, I guess. And then there's games that, yeah, I already read that.
No, ninjas should never wear kilts. You are wrong. Sorry.
What if it's a black kilt? And
No.
they're just wearing it over their ninja suit.
No. That's just not right.
Well, what if a Scottish guy becomes a ninja?
Would you see a Hungry Hungry Hippos movie?
Okay,
This
see, this is why we
Wow.
stop after an hour and a
that's
half,
true,
okay?
that's true.
Because we're getting...
Yeah.
Yes, I would, though.
If it was made by Michael Bay, yes.
Stop talking and play Dungeon Command. Oh, I need to stop. Okay, look. Dungeon Command is an okay game. It has some interesting mechanisms in it where you take one army of guys and fight someone else. It has some similarities to Magic the Gathering mixed with a miniatures game. I think it's a fine game, but I think ultimately it's not as interesting as it wanted to be. Without the rolling of dice, there's not a lot of excitement in the game. I was the most excited about each set when they came out because they were miniatures for the Wrath of Ashardlan, so I have these painted miniatures for that. But other than that, when it came out, I made the call that it would be gone within a year, that Wizards of the Coast would not keep supporting it, and I was correct on that, unfortunately.
Favorite Bibimbap mix?
Wow. Okay, see, I thought that...
Dulce Bibimbap is my favorite. I know that's just because that just means that it's hot. I don't have a favorite mix. I've never tried to make it on my own. But Dulce Bibimbap is the heated one that comes in the stone bowl and the rice gets crunchy. Oh, it's awesome. Papa John's double cheese with pickles. That you probably wrote that because you thought it would sound weird to me, and it doesn't. I've had pickles on pizza before, and they are awesome. Sweet pickles are even really good on pizza. Any chance of you guys doing a Dice Tower After Dark spinoff show or a website to feature more mature gaming talk?
I'm not sure what you mean by that because this is kind of like our After Dark thing. This is how we talk all the time. It's not like as soon as we turn it off, and it's like beep, 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 beep. I mean, I really try to come across as who I really am on the videos and such. There's no like secret thing. All right. Well, okay. One last question. Pick a good one.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. If I don't pick yours, it doesn't mean that I'm not. I don't think it's good.
Well, here, let's refresh. Go up to the top. We'll refresh the questions, and then you pick one last question. And
Where do you refresh?
Just click on that. No, just click. There you go.
All right.
Ticket to Ride is the worst game ever created. Boo!
Okay.
Boo!
You need to be slapped. Non-style. With a ruler. Hi, Yuji Zhang. I don't know who you are, but hello. And it looks like we're...
Who among your gaming group is the best athlete?
That almost seems like an oxymoron.
How would we know, though?
Yeah, we wouldn't. That's the thing.
Kenny was like a beast on that move.
Yeah, he was.
We're gonna say Kenny.
Yeah, we'll say Kenny. Kenny. He seems to be the most fit out of all of us. There's.
Wow, come on, give us a good question here.
Yeah. That one's.
There's a good one.
Okay. What out-of-print game needs to be remade more than any other? This is the last one now. Which one is a sin that it is gone for most?
The most. An out-of-print game. Well, in a perfect world, I would definitely say HeroScape. But I know that HeroScape it's financially almost impossible for that to be printed now with the high cost of plastics. I would love to see someone redo Fireball Island with some good rules. Wouldn't that be awesome? Crossfire. Most good games that are out of print. There needs to be a good version of Robo Rally redone, I think. That would be probably my call. A good version of Robo Rally.
I'm not up on what's out of print and what isn't. So I mean, I don't really have a. That Vegas Showdown's out of print, right?
Yeah.
That would be a good reprint, I think.
Yeah,
Vegas Showdown would be a good reprint.
Jamaica. It's in print. No, now it's out.
Yeah.
But now it's back in print. Z-Man Games. All right, there we go. So, folks, anyway, hopefully we'll have some videos and stuff. Well, I know we'll have videos. I don't know about us, but about me. But there will definitely be videos from the contributors, the top 10 list next week. We'll do a showing of the game room. Board Game Breakfast will be back next week and all that. So anyhow, until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Sam Healy.
And you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Live.
From New York, oh wait, sorry.